Welcome to my teaching today on realms. I was walking along the road several weeks ago. I'm speaking figuratively here, of course, when I saw it all by its lonesome self on the road. Might have been covered with some snow and ice and salt and sand, but there it was, the missing piece. Remember the original Matrix movie and how Morpheus risked his life to unplug Neo from the system? A digital representation of an all-controlling fictional environment powered by the people it entrapped? Movies and television are not just for fun. They are also a way of communicating hidden agendas to the masses. The word program has a second meaning from its normal use with computers. Make a public announcement. What then is the message behind this movie? Well, that's what we're going to take a look at today. Matrix. This is from Webster's Dictionary, 1828 online, on the internet. The womb, the cavity in which the fetus of an animal is formed and nourished till its birth. Matrix equals the beast system of revelation. To see how it fits in with everything else, we're going to look at several different realms. Many people think there are only two in reality, but there's actually three. So, heaven would be one, it's the eternal, and our earth and its cosmos, which we're in, is the physical. So the truth is, there is a third realm that is mentioned in Scripture time and time again. The best example of this is found in Matthew 4:8. Again, the devil took him up, Jesus, or Yahusha, or Yeshua, to an exceeding high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them. This last and most important temptation was directly in reference to something man creates. Nothing. Man cannot make something from nothing. These man-made nations are simply constructs within the mind of those who make them and those who believe in them. And the Romans were masters at this art of deception. Note, Matthew 4:8 was a sneaky attempt to undermine Mashiach's inherent and unalienable right to rule and reign sovereignly. The first estate, Jude 1:6, the eternal realm. I call it Ruach. It's in the Ruach, which is breathing. It has multiple heavens. I'm not sure if we all know anyone exactly knows other than the Father and the Son how many heavens there are, but I think there's at least three talked about in Scripture. So, this realm is the Father, the Son, the angels, and the redeemed. Now, there could be others. I don't know. And I didn't include hell here because I'm not 100% convinced that hell is an eternal place for everyone. I think it's an eternal place for some, but there may be a second or a third or fourth chance. I don't know. So that theology, I'm still working on. I'm still wrestling through. So I just left that out. The second estate, Genesis 1:1, is the physical realm, Earth and other planets, stars and other celestial bodies, matter and energy, mankind, which is the redeemed, and humanity, which is not redeemed. That comes from the law books. Law books define this quite well. And then the fallen angels are stuck here and desire it to be all their own. That's what Genesis chapter 3 and chapter 6 and a number of other chapters is all about, like in Numbers and the giants. Now, the third realm. Mankind mixed with humanity created the non-estate. Job 32, 21, 22. It's the fictional Roman Babylonian realm. Modern nations controlled by the Vatican, the RCC, Rome, not the city Rome, but the Roman Catholic Church, the Vatican. Vatican is a city-state. It's all about persons and corporations. There's nothing real or alive here, just paper and people's mixed thoughts. The modern state system of governments, not the actual provinces or states, is the scarlet-colored beast, and the Vatican Rome is the woman, Circe, or Kirk, depending on how you pronounce it, sitting on the beast, full of names of blasphemy. They are both of Revelation 17:13. These are both fictional creations of man and do not exist in either the first estate or the second. How do we know this? This is Canada. Well, actually, this is Canada, because any word in all capital letters is not English. I can't read that, okay? The law books actually call this dog Latin. Oh, wait, a dog is, let me think about this, a beast. Oh, so if you can read all capital letters, you're saying, well, they're saying actually, that you're a beast. And so you're part of the beast system. Think about that. And if you don't believe me, just type in dog Latin in any search and then go to the law books, like Black's Law Dictionary, 2nd edition. It'll tell you right in there. How do we know this? Canada's Parliament told us. I'll just say Canada from now on, okay? From the Interpretation Act in 1985 of Canada, it's found at that website. You go down, it says Canada for greater certainty includes the internal waters of Canada and the territorial sea of Canada. Well, when you see the word includes, that comes from a Latin-based or Roman-based definition, which basically means that which is included excludes everything else. Okay? So Canada just exists over water. Revelation 13:1, and I stood upon the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rising up out of the sea. You could probably say the beast, one way or the other, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. Revelation 17:8 says, the beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. Why are the names of blasphemy not written in the book of life? Surnames, which my previous video I just uploaded earlier today, says they're not real. There's no physical anything attached to that. The given Christian name is yours and mine, but the surname belongs to the Vatican. It's because it's a fictional creation. It's a feigned word. It's a title or fiction made up by men to control others through fictional laws like the acts in Canada. This is known as the legal system. Well, I'm not going to go over this here. I've talked about the surname lots and lots of times, but the bottom line is the surname, which is no thing or nothing, claims to be higher than Mashiach's name, which is real. This is called blasphemy because it does injury to the king, and it does injury to us too. How is the real connected to the fiction? Through a merger in law, the tree of good knowing evil. That knowing is an intimacy, it's intercourse, it's joinder. There's lots of different words can describe that word, but it's not something that's supposed to be going on. This is one of the first laws in the Torah. Okay? And so what's good? The Christian name. What's evil? The surname. Now, when you merge those two, you get this definition, which is from Black's Law Dictionary, 2nd edition. And if you look where I put the note, take note of this, it is meant to deceive or mislead. Period. Period. That's a period at the end of that sentence. Okay? So 9th edition talks about fictio, which is where the word fictitious comes from, and fiction. And it's a legal assumption or supposition necessary to achieve certain legal results that otherwise would not be obtained. Okay, look at these definitions, people. Brothers and sisters, we have to know this stuff. Okay, it's not a lot, but we're being deceived. All right. Thou knowest the commandments: do not commit adultery, do not kill, do not steal, do not bear false witness, honor thy father and thy mother. Luke 18:20. When you merge the Christian name with the patronymic, which is also the surname, which is also a last name, which is also the family name, you bear false witness. I used to. I've stopped. I put these videos together to help encourage you to research this, look into it yourself, because those of us who are called out, ecclesia, need to do this. If you think you're the church, then turn this video off right now and go back to your zombie mode. Putting it all together, we are given our name. It is forgiven. It is proper, real, Christian, and our property. The estate requires our surname be added to the statement of live birth because of Revelation 13, chapter 13, 16, and 17. And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, which is authority, or in their heads, or foreheads, which is your thoughts, your mind, that no man might buy or sell, which is commerce, federalism, Canada, save he that had the mark and the name of the beast or the number of his name. This was implemented in Canada in the early 1900s. This verse was made an act. Okay? It's the Vital Statistics Act. So, 3, the name of the beast is a surname. The mark of the beast is putting it in all capital letters, because when it's in all capital letters, it now becomes a trademark, or the mark of a traitor, or the mark of a traitor, like Judas Iscariot. The number of the beast would be the sin. Guys, ladies, sin spells what? S-I-N spells what? They're telling us that number is of a sinner. Once you're redeemed, you're no longer a sinner. There may be still sin that you have to deal with, but the sinful nature has been washed clean. You're washed clean. The man or woman created in the image of Yah is merged into a legal fiction when they ask for some kind of ID. It's based on the birth certificate. Now, when I say an ID, I'm talking about like a driver's license, or a hunting license, or a boating license, or whatever. They will automatically merge both. So you are the one asking for Revelation 13, 16, and 17 to be acted on by the state. Okay? You cause it, not them. You do. You're responsible for this. All right? I don't want to make this... I don't want to belittle how important this is. Okay? All must receive both the Christian name and the surname are put on the ID. Congratulations. When you use this ID to identify you now become the collateral for all charges brought against it. Summary. Your name, let's say it was Roberta, the surname, Mark Smith, merged onto a legal identification, becomes Roberta Smith in all capital letters, you can now act as a person in Canada, a fictitious creation of man. What is the remedy for the disciples of Mashiach? Revelation 18:4. Now this is the contemporary English version. Then I heard a voice from heaven shout, "My people, you must escape from Babylon. Don't take part in her sins, sin, and share in her punishments." We're given the out. Babylon doesn't exist today, so this word is used to designate fiction. So when the scriptures were written, this wasn't really, I don't know if you could say it was hidden, but it's now being revealed. All right? So pay attention. Research. Go and do your own due diligence, because you will be held as responsible for all your actions. Not that secular pastor. You. Not your neighbor. Not your spouse. You and me, we are all judged by our own actions. Okay? Escape from the fiction is done through rendering to Caesar that which is its, the surname, and live life with what the government of Ontario calls a single name. Of the roughly 2,850 non-Roman men and women in the Bible, only one is not a single name. That's 99.6% of the people. Actually, I think it's 99.3. Nonetheless, that's Judas Iscariot. And notice, yes, I put that in all capital letters. Number 3, part of the remedy is to detox, deprogram, unlearn the lies, sanctify, purify, cleanse. And then, number 4, live in a free society as specified in the 1982 Constitution Act of Canada. Democratic societies like Canada, United States, any of them, are not free. As long as you are a member of that society, you're bearing a false witness and you're burdening yourself with something that Christ paid the price for. He's done this all for us, and it's in the legal system. It's set up for us. The remedy is there. Now, I left this in here because I'm hoping some people will take a look at it and maybe comment on it. But what is needed to fill out the changes to a single name form in Ontario, just Ontario, if you've lived here for at least 1 year, well, actually resided, not being a resident, but resided or residing. So I put these different things that you would, requirements that you would need to get approval from 3 directors on the church board. I call them deacons because that's what the Bible really calls these people. So a director would be in the legal system or a legal term. But they have the authority to speak on behalf of the legal fiction church. Be careful, as the enemy is still out there trying to trip you up. The Mr. Smith effect. In the movie The Matrix, Mr. Smith has the ability to enter any body at any time, and of course, this offer often occurs when the Matrix is threatened by Neo. The scenario is a reflection of our real world. For example, you're down at the coffee shop having a conversation with a friend, and everything is fine until you mention something like, 9/11 was an inside job. Now, watch what happens. Pops Mr. Smith to replace the person you were just having a conversation with to attack you, because all truths threaten the Matrix. The Matrix programming into the most people's in their youth, very, very long. First thing that happens, I mean, even mom and dad who are still in the Matrix program you with this. These people become guardians of the Matrix, protectors of the code, police of the mind control, enforcers of the indoctrination, which holds together our false concept of reality like super glue. You are born again disciple Mashiach, filled with the Ruach Ha'Qodesh, but something just doesn't seem right. What is it? Where is this elusive, unknown feeling coming from, causing reality to not quite be right? Truth is, reality is not exactly what you think. It is all mixed up, and so are people. Escape fiction now while the door is still open. The door is the gate, and the gate is Mashiach. Thank you for paying attention and watching my teaching, this teaching. Yah bless you. Shalom, shalom.